It's your Star Goddess. I'm back. Okay, so I had a request to do a video about why certain people, religious people, are afraid of people who practice witchcraft or are pagans, or, why do they have such a closed mind to, certain paths. Um, I think a lot of us were raised in some sort of religion, and then later on in life we decided that that wasn't for us. And a lot of family members and friends, sometimes back away from you because of that decision. And they are so deeply invested, and I use the word invested for a reason. They are so deeply invested in their religion because they associate their religion with their culture, and a lot of the times their recent ancestors. And that's understandable. They're just not properly educated on the facts and the reasons that a lot of people have religion. Now, so they're going to be defensive because the only thing that they know is that their religion is good, their religion is right, and everything else is wrong. That's what they've been taught. That's what they've been conditioned to truly believe. So to them, they're right in their mind because that's all that they know. They don't know anything else because they haven't searched for anything else, and they haven't read anything else, or they haven't explored, the unknown. So of course they're going to be, afraid of something that's not what they were brought up with. So saying that, the best way to deal with those type of people is to very slowly educate them. Not all at once, not all at once. Just if they ask you a question, make sure you're prepared to answer it with an educated answer. Don't just say, well, I feel this way, or I feel that drawn to this, and that doesn't work for their understanding. You need to have the knowledge behind it. That's why a lot of people that call themselves witch or alchemist or occultist or whatever you want to call yourself, they are well learned. And if you're not well learned and you can't back up what you're doing and how you're being spiritual to a religious person, then that further pushes them away from acceptance. So if you have an intelligent conversation, if you have something to, or some knowledge to offer them that they've never heard before, then they will be more more open to listen. If you're just sitting there saying, well, I just have this feeling, I've always been drawn to this, that's fine as a reason for your interest in in a certain path. But when you get on that path, you have to be able to talk about it in a very knowledgeable way. For me, I can because I've read a lot. I've experienced a lot. I've done a lot. And I've been doing this since I was basically 13. Not all the time. I've taken long times off, periods of time where I wouldn't read anything and just party all the time because I was young. And then, when all things were settled, when I was, taking my day off or, resting up on a Sunday, I would read something. But once you get past those stages of, certain things that you do when you're 20, 21, 22, and then you get older and you have more time to study, learn, read, then that's what you do. And you educate yourself. My mom is an ordained Christian minister. And she doesn't have a church or anything. She just, wanted to be ordained. And she was really religious. She grew up in the Catholic Church, and then she went to Baptist, and then she, she's, really heavy in religion. And the path that I took, the only way she accepted that is because I had the knowledge to back it up. And I could explain to her that the same thing in her Bible was the same thing that was taken from ancient pagan cultures and turned into something else and disguised as something else and put a certain way for you to accept it now. And I had to explain to her that everyone was pagan and had their own deities before Christianity was forced on them, or whatever other religion they were. And then she began to realize, little by little, it took about 2 years for her to fully understand where I'm coming from and why I chose the path that I chose. And she's totally accepting of it because, in my mind, it makes perfect sense for me not to be Christian. In her mind, she was raised that way. She was taught that way. She grew up that way. It was instilled in her. It was pushed and forced on her, just like it was forced and instilled and pushed on her ancestors. So she understands. And she says that she just cannot give up that because it got her through so much. The faith that she had in her religion is what kept her going when times were hard. And that's why she holds on to it. But she understands the reason that I am not that way. And that I have taken the power that she gives to other deities and to the God of the Bible, that I take that power and put it into myself, and I create my, desires mentally, by using the universal laws of attraction, positive thinking, So I explained to her that the God that she gives her energy to, the God that she prays to, the Jesus that she prays to, the energy that she gives away is the energy that I keep and I harvest. And when I need to manifest, or when I need to create an intention or put an intention into something, I have that and I can push it out to the universe and get response. You can call it magic, you can call it whatever you want, you can call it energy work, but I told her that I will never give away my energy and my intent and my desire to a deity or worship a deity. I say I can work with a deity. I can be, using the characteristics of a deity, but I cannot worship or give my energy away to one unless that's another story. Yes, so I explained that to her. She understood, but being her age and what she was instilled with, she still is not going to hop on my ship and abandon hers. But we do have an understanding. So that is a good way to help other people understand your path and your decision, is through education, slowly, and not debating, but just when they ask, they'll start asking. You just give them information. You don't put their stuff down unless they're trying to bash you with it. Then you explain to them why you choose not to follow that path, because it is used to control. Just like you're trying to control, that person is trying to control you with that religion and force it on you for reasons they have no idea why. And sometimes they'll say, oh, I'm worried about your soul. I say, well, my mom says that. I say, well, our soul belongs to the universe. It's a collective consciousness. You can't sell a soul. A soul cannot burn because it's not a physical thing. And in alchemy, fire is representative of purification. So if I do burn, I'm being purified, and the element of fire can only exist where there's air, some type of gas or something, and that's the physical plane. That's not the spiritual plane. That's not the astral realm. So I had to explain all this to her, and she finally understands. And I said, that's the metaphor. That's the alchemical metaphor for if you're, the worst of the worst people can be redeemed. The worst of the worst people can become enlightened and purified. through the rising energy, So when you explain and break down things to Christians or other religious type of people, they start to get it. There's, oh, so that's what that meant. It wasn't literal. Yeah, so they'll understand it that way if you're having trouble transitioning on your path because you have family members or friends trying to intervene or create an intervention on your spiritual behalf. You have to tell them to back up and that this is your life and that you are not responsible for my spiritual, life. So you kind of have to put that boundary out because, sorry, y'all have all these different color nail polishes on. I've been trying different nail polishes, see which one I'm going to do. But yeah, that's how you can do it. Okay, so I hope that helped you. Many blessings.